who I was made to be, and that's who I'm called to be. Many times we endlessly search for meaning and purpose when the whole time our calling is looking at us in the face, in the mirror. I am called to be passionate, one who encourages, friendly, and to share Jesus and the kingdom views that he has opened up to me. In the mid-90s, I returned to church after spending my teenage years chasing my ambitions. Within 3 months, I was recruited for Sunday school class and began to pray to God to reveal my purpose. After several months of prayer and home Bible studies, I felt God speaking into my spirit that I was in his will. The longing for something more and greater remained. Later that year, I was married. As a new couple, we were installed as children's church leaders. This would be a temporary position due to my military obligations. The call to teach was fulfilled in these services, and I was still teaching Sunday school. In the late 90s, we moved to the East Coast. This move consisted of a new job, a new church, and a new baby girl. But we were still involved in children's ministry. The following year, I had the opportunity to become the lay leader for the Pentecostal service on board the ship to which I was assigned. I estimated this was a tragic decision, and I did not put in the time and effort required to take on such a responsibility. The service was eventually dropped from the schedule without any complaints from me. My wife and I separated from the service and returned to her hometown. Again, I was immediately placed in the Sunday school department. This time they put me in with teenagers. My will was tested. After quitting for several weeks in a row, God talked to me, and the class I taught became one of the 2 classes that none of the students wanted to leave. I do not say that to boast, but I accept this calling and did the extra things to become good at it. This assignment calls to list areas of consecration, and you may have noticed that there was not much of that listed here. At this point, after nearly 20 years, we made a change as a family. We decided to switch churches. This move rocked us to the core. The emotions and physical stress were incredible. I consciously tried to see God's will and wanted to be closer to him. I needed him. My family needed him. Much prayer and study preceded this move. God changed my wife's preconceived notions, and we overcame our insecurities, and we launched into unknown territory for us. At our new home church, we truly learned the value of daily devotion. What a difference having an actual relationship with God makes. I learned what it means to be kind. Every service was a joy. We felt closer to God than ever. Making friends or finding a place in such a large congregation is difficult, but we came for something else. After a couple of months, near the end of that year, we had lunch with the pastor and his wife. They asked where we would like to get involved, to which I answered, I'm kind of enjoying doing nothing. Wow, I am a doer, and I've always stayed busy in kingdom work. When I returned home, I felt bad for telling the pastor that. 2 years later, I joined Purpose Institute after listening to a recruiting plea. It was here that I developed a love for writing. I do not have a novel coming out anytime soon, but I enjoy putting my thoughts down on paper or a word processor. I publicly published these papers. Maybe this would be beneficial to someone. Maybe it already has. After this meeting and a global pandemic, we once again gravitated toward children's ministry. We were helping in kids' church and were asked to create a preteen Sunday school class. The preparation required for this task was probably less than I put into it. But if it's going to be done, I wanted it to be done right. Today, I continue to lead the preteen class with my bride. We also remain active in kids' church, teaching, praying with kids, and doing our best to maintain some order. The rule of 5 is important to me, and I share the concept with those around me. As a part of my devotion, I make a conscious effort to immediately pray with those who have a need. God has blessed these acts of faith, and I have seen many miracles over the last couple of years. We have seen many doors open and even a couple of shut in our faces. Going forward, I strive to become the best version of myself that I can be. I intend to finish out Purpose Institute and use these credits towards my bachelor's degree and possibly a master's. My future plans include retiring and dedicating myself full-time to the church's needs. I have no intention of slowing down. The closer we come to the return of the King, the more momentum I want to build up. My priorities are concentrating on my daily walk with Christ and ministering to those that He places along the journey.